Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and I want to just do a short intro to let you know that Black lives still do and always will matter. Black everything matters. And if that is not something you agree with, then this is not the space for you, and you are invited to leave. Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I am sharing with you my review of Sing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn Ward. This is my first Jesmyn Ward read, and I will be definitely reading more of her. This book, I've read the synopsis in my TBR video, which I will link in the description box below or in the cards, depending on how lazy I'm feeling. Yeah. So I'm just going to get into my thoughts on the book. I'm not going to go over the synopsis. I really enjoyed this story. The way that JoJo and his sister Kayla relate to each other is not an uncommon situation or not an uncommon relationship, considering Leonie, JoJo's mother, and the imprisonment of JoJo's father, Michael. JoJo takes care of Kayla like he's Kayla's parent, and Kayla responds to JoJo like he's her parent. She does not have a close relationship in any way, shape, or form with her mother, and neither does JoJo. JoJo refers to his mother as Leonie. He does not call her mom. One of my favorite things, and probably because I miss my grandparents with everything that is in me every day, the relationship that JoJo and his grandparents have is absolutely beautiful to me. His grandfather is walking JoJo through adolescence and teaching JoJo how to do the things around the house that need to be done to take care of family, because that's what his grandfather's responsibility has been up to this point, is to do what needs to be done to take care of family. And then things were added on to that as sickness comes into the family, and his grandfather really has to take on the role of not just household upkeeper, butcher, taking care of the farm, all of those things, but also cook, emotional support as best as he can, and just being there. And there's a scene at the beginning that deals with the preparing of an animal for the butchering process. And if you are a vegetarian, it definitely won't appeal to you. I am not a vegetarian, and what I thought was well versed in how animals were prepared back in the day when my grandparents had to do that, and it grossed me out just a little bit. But that also goes to a credit to Jesmyn Ward for how she does descriptions, how she describes the area that they're in, how she describes the smells of this. There's a lot of aromas in this story. And Jesmyn Ward does a very good job of putting you in that place, whether it's in the shed, in the car, in the house. There's a lot that goes on in this story, and every minute of reading this is important to the story. There's nothing that's in here that does not push and move the story along. And this book is under 300 pages. The way that it's very much reminded me of Bernice McFadden in her writing style, and how there's so much that is relayed and so much feeling and emotion that's put into a story in so few pages. And I think Ward did a very good job of that here. There is a ghost element. I don't know if ghosts in stories are really magical realism. I think it's how you feel about ghosts that make you think whether or not it's magical realism. As someone who believes in ghosts and spirits being a thing, it fit right in. I didn't have a problem with the inclusion of the ghost, as well as a little bit of the spiritual plane. I really liked how one of the ghosts in the story ended up actually being important to the story in a way that we didn't expect, or at least I didn't expect as the story was going along. I do kind of wish that there was more given, because there's a lot of I think information that could have been given about the ghost portion of the story and why that was important to the story and the significance of that in the familial history. But we only get what Leonie and JoJo are able to deduce, and I think that's important. As much as I wanted that information, I think that's important for this story, that we are not given background information to know and understand what's going on, while JoJo and Leonie don't have that information to know and understand themselves. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I cannot wait to read another Jesmyn Ward. I will be waiting to read another Jesmyn Ward because this is the only one that's on my backlist. But yes, that is my review. Hopefully I relayed all of that information well to you and it made sense, and it encourages you to want to read the book. If you've already read it and you have thoughts that you would like to share, please do so in the comments below. I would love to speak with more people about this book. I think there's a lot that's touched on as far as interracial relationships, not actually the relationship between the mother and father, but how that impacts the children when you have a whole side of your family who refuses to accept that you even exist, as well as how the strain that puts on the parents, and also having parents that are in the prison pipeline, addiction, the prison lifestyle, because it's not just JoJo's father who has experience being in prison. There's a whole backstory of JoJo's grandfather that is really difficult to read, but also important to JoJo's maturation and the closeness between he and his grandfather, and it helps JoJo come to the realization of having what it means to have to make a difficult decision. There's so much to unpack from this book, and I don't think that I've finished unpacking it. Yeah, so that's all that I'm going to say, because I really don't want to get into spoilers. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good weekend, whenever you see this video. Peace out.